Good morning or good afternoon, everybody. I am Bertrand Dagalier from the OECD. I'm pleased to present you the OECD BioTrack product database, which is maintained at the OECD Secretariat by the Biosafety and Novel Foods and Feed Safety team. This database, dealing with transgenic organisms, is publicly available at the address shown on the slide, oecd.org/biotrack. First of all, few words for presenting the OECD. OECD means the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. It is an intergovernmental organization based in Paris, in France. It is composed currently of 34 member countries from all regions of the world, while other partners are associated to the activities on a case-by-case basis. And these partners can be non-member countries, research centers, or other international organizations such as the FAO and UNEP. The OECD provides advice to government. It allows for information exchange between authorities and experts. It also promotes harmonized practices and standards. The OECD recommends policies and studies their impact and their relevance on the economy. Let me focus now on the biosafety work and present what are the main outputs. The OECD biosafety activity is based on the cooperation between national authorities. These authorities are in charge in their respective countries of the environmental safety and of the safety of novel foods and feeds. They exchange on the issues raised by the genetically modified organisms when intended to be released in the environment and or used in foods or feeds. Altogether, the authorities and experts develop consensus documents and guidance documents which constitute useful tools for risk assessments implemented in each country. And relating to the subject of today, the OECD Biosafety Program has developed a database on products from modern biotechnology. We usually call them transgenic organisms or genetically engineered products. The objective of the database is to allow regulatory officials to easily share basic information on approved genetically engineered products. We are dealing here with transgenic varieties which are already approved in at least one country. This is an important feature. The OECD database does not contain research lines or varieties which are still under testing. We focus intentionally on genetically engineered organisms which are already allowed for agriculture cropping, commercialization, and use at real scale in the countries having approved them. The slide shows in its lower parts the welcome page of the BioTrack webpage. And this website is public and free of charge. This is where you can find the OECD documents on biosafety and food safety, contact details of regulatory authorities, and the BioTrack product database. Similarly to previous presentations, this slide summarizes the scope of the OECD database. In terms of documents, the type of documents included are the national decisions approving genetically engineered organisms after their official risk assessments. It does not contain the full national biosafety laws, but is focused on the approval decisions themselves and give access to them through links. The database covers the three types of assessments: use of the transgenic products in food, in feed, or for release in the environment, that is to say, grown in fields for most of them. Relating to the type of organisms, at present time, the OECD database includes information on plants. Animals and microorganisms are accepted, but not yet present, and they could be added in the future. The scale of assessment on which the OECD database limits itself intentionally is the set of commercialized organisms, the approved products, as I mentioned before, and not varieties still tested in field trials. As mentioned before by previous speakers, we have in the OECD database, as well as in the CBD and FAO databases, the products that are entered with their unique identifiers. Each transgenic organism is associated with a unique identifier assigned by its developer. This coding system was developed by the OECD more than 10 years ago, and the unique identifiers are keys for accessing information on genetically engineered products in the OECD database and other interoperable systems. You can see in the middle of the slides some of these unique identifiers, in this example for some maize varieties. And the bottom of the slide shows how the unique identifiers are constituted for the events they characterize. An event is identified by a total of 9 digits. They can be letters or numbers as well. The first 2 or 3 digits are used to designate the applicant, that is to say the breeder, the company or the research center having developed the variety. Then a dash. Then the following 5 or 6 digits are used by the applicants to characterize the event. And after another dash, the 9th digit is a verification number. How we handle the OECD database and which type of information it contains. You will find in the OECD database official data only, provided on a voluntary basis by authorities participating in the OECD Biosafety program. And the information is also always publicly available. No confidential data, no restricted access in this database. The information received by countries is checked by the OECD Secretariat, and once found complete and in the right format, it is validated and uploaded by the Secretariat, by the OECD Secretariat only. We do not have a system with the country focal points entitled to upload this information, contrary to CBD and FAO databases. What is the OECD database covering? So it contains to date information on 208 different products approved in 1 or more of the 9 countries and the European Union, having provided information up to now. A note regarding the European Union: as the system of approvals for biotech organisms is centralized, the OECD database does not detail the 28 member states of the EU, but gives the information on the approvals made at European Community level. To date, the database covers 12 crops and 2 flower species. And the database is developing. More entries from more countries will be adding in coming months. Let's come back to the welcome page of the OECD BioTrack website to see how it works. You have here, shown by the arrow, the place for the BioTrack product database. And if you open it, you will arrive to this list. On the left-hand side, we can search information through browsing by 5 choices: unique identifier, organisms, company, country, or trait. If we open by a unique identifier here, you will see the list starting here of a total of 208 products. And if we open, for instance, the first of the lists, you will have here the details contained for this given product. Some general information, first presenting the product with a general description, transformation event, trend names, company, type of crops, link to OECD documents existing for the crop that can help for the assessment, traits, and concern genes. And then in the second part, the approvals. It's a list of approvals country by country. For example, here on the slides, we have Australia and Canada at the top of the list, but it continues in the same column below with other countries having approved the same variety. If we decide to search by organism, we access to the 12 organisms available. You see here for the crops, alfalfa, oilseed rape, maize, cotton, flax, papaya, potato, rice, soybean, sugar bean, tomato, and squash, and for flower species, canned rose. For example, if we open maize here, you see the start of the list for maize, starting in by alphabetic order of the unique identifiers by A. And if you prefer to browse by company, this is what will appear. And we have a total of 26 different company names. And if we open one example here, we have the start of the list relating to the information stored in the database for this company. We can also search by country. And to date, we have information from Australia, Canada, the European Community as a whole, Japan, Mexico, New Zealand, Norway, Republic of Korea, Switzerland, or United States. If we open, for instance, Australia, you will see the start of the list for this country. Then, if we open that I chose by traits, the list of the 36 different traits is shown. I will not detail all of them, but some examples are herbicide resistance, insect resistance, modified color, drought tolerance, virus resistance, reduced lignin, etc., etc. We can choose of what is of interest for us. If we open one, for instance, the first in the list, this is what you see. In summary, the advantages, the benefits of the OECD database are as follows. The first advantage is that it offers reliable data that always come from official sources and nothing else. The information content is focused on purpose on elements provided by government only. Then the information is intentionally kept simple and short. The objective is to be as practical and synthetic as possible. One or few screens gives all approvals known for one genetically engineered product. And once printed, it corresponds to one page recto verso at maximum. Third aspect, the OECD database is currently increasing. In particular, it will be extended to further countries soon. For instance, authorities from Argentina, Brazil, and South Africa have recently confirmed that they had the information. Regarding the limits of the challenges for the OECD database, we have function with limited resource, and it's in terms of staff time and budget for maintaining the database. Therefore, we complete the database at moderate pace, I would say, on a case-by-case basis. And inputs and additions to the database are made on a voluntary basis, and therefore the database is not always complete. It does not contain all recent information on all latest approvals. And then the basic challenge is to collaborate with other databases, such as CBD and FAO, and we aim to facilitate the exchange of data to guide the reader from one database to the other one with links easy to access. And the three organizations work toward this achievement. And I thank you very much.